Hello and welcome to episode 24 of the Late Night Gaming Show. You might be wondering, where is episode 23? Well, the answer is it's currently sitting on my computer because there was a lot of technical problems and all sorts that went wrong. We tried something new.
Yeah,
it didn't pan out.
Nope.
So we just decided to just move on from it because it was just too much to get it in a state where it was viable to put it up. But that's okay. We do still have it. It might go up in the future. It might be a little bonus episode at some point. But for now, we're just going to move on and we're going to get onto all the good stuff because we don't want to miss out on all the cool news and stuff that's been going on. So we're just going to move straight into our first section, which is Joke of the Week. Welcome back. It's time for Joke of the Week. As always, I tell a very strange, terrible video game related joke. So Jodie, this one is actually brought to you by Bethany Finch.
Oh.
Believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Believe it or not.
Wow.
She gave me she just started laughing and I was like, what's up? And she was like, I got a joke for you. And I was like, I'm excited.
Oh,
and then she told me and she was like, that's the sort of joke you're going for, right? I was like, absolutely, I'll use it on the show. So just as a little bonus right now, if any of you wanna message in a joke, we might say it on the show. I need to think of a private way so that you can't see it because defeat the point of the game.
Just send it by an email. We'll sort an email.
Okay.
I don't look at my emails.
Alright, here we go. Beth's joke here. You ready?
Okay.
What is Hyrule's? You know Hyrule, right?
No.
From Zelda?
I know a bit about Zelda, so we might be okay.
Right, okay. Hyrule is the country, kind of,
Yeah.
if you like. It's not, you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
So Hyrule, what is Hyrule's favourite sausage?
I don't know what is Hyrule's favourite sausage, Tim.
A Lincolnshire sausage.
Oh, that's quite clever,
You don't know. I'm not accepting this. I tell jokes like that all the time, and you go, "That's the worst thing I've ever heard." Beth says a joke, and suddenly it's funny. Suddenly, absolute scumbag. Look at you trying to hold it. It's actually more funny the situation than the joke, isn't it?
Yeah. Just a little bit.
So, just a reminder of the joke that Jodie just failed on. What is Hyrule's favourite sausage? A Lincolnshire sausage. So, as always, if you're out getting some German cuisine with your friends, with your family, maybe you're celebrating Germany going out the World Cup. I've got nothing against Germany, but I did want them to go out the World Cup early. We're going to get onto World Cup heartbreak later. But maybe you've gone out for some German cuisine. Gone to a restaurant. And you've all just noticed that England have been kicked out of the World Cup. Everyone's depressed.
Everyone is depressed.
We're sat in this German, restaurant. You're thinking, what do we do? This is your opportunity to go, you know what, guys? What is Hyrule's favourite sausage? You're really laughing. A Lincolnshire sausage. And then everybody laughs. Everybody cheers. And we all remember that it's not the end of the world. That video games are good, better than football. And it's all alright. And everything's okay again. So as always, our jokes are not copyrighted.
Nope.
So please share them with your friends and use them in the situation I just said. So thanks. And we're going to move on.
Beth. I had like a thing going there. And you just broke it.
So let's move on to section 2, which is what have we been playing this week?
What you been playing this week?
Welcome back. It's time for what have we been playing this week. So, Jodie, has it been a busy week for you? It's been a busy week for me.
It's been really busy.
Has it?
Yeah.
So have you managed to squeeze in any time? Obviously with the Switch. Now we've got Switches now.
Yeah. Yeah, not really. I mean, I think I played... What did I play the other day? Played Mario Kart for like 10 minutes.
Wow.
And that's been the entire time.
That's quite sad.
It's the joys of work, guys.
I know. It's been difficult for me too, but luckily the Switch, just the way it is. It's just, you know how I feel about it. And I can't actually wait. I've got some news for everybody.
We'll do it in the news.
No. There is some news, but I don't want to share it without the relevant person being in. So next time Mike is on the show, which will be first week of August, we'll be able to announce his special news, and I'm so excited. It's actually, I feel like it's more important than someone saying they're pregnant. I would go that far. So guys, like, tune in. Because this is bigger than a pregnancy announcement. I'm just going to say that.
You can try and guess what the announcement is in the comments, but we're not going to answer it.
Yes. I can't wait. I'm filling up with tears right now.
Tim's not having a kid. Don't
so
worry.
Excited. I'm so excited, Joe. But for me,
clearly not as important as
you know how I feel about Fortnite.
Yeah.
I've been resistant.
Yes, for 2 seasons you have been resistant.
Well, that's the only time I didn't even know. Well, we had it, but we didn't really play it.
Mate, I played it.
We
just didn't like playing it.
We got the Save the World mode and stuff before it actually went massive.
Yeah.
But we just never really played it a lot. Being resistant, not a massive fan, but things started getting out of hand towards this end of season nonsense. You know how I feel about. I just got to get that stuff. Got to get the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I started plotting out on the battle pass what I wanted, and then it just got out of hand. And last night, because obviously the new season rolled over to today, because we're filming on the Thursday as always. I was up till about 3 o'clock, half 3, just trying to do it, and I got to the tier 87, and bear in mind this is on the Switch, and it's not even been out for that long, and I barely played it, so it got out of hand, but I did it, and I'm proud of myself, and a little bit ashamed of myself.
I think you should be very proud of yourself, and I think a lot of people out there watching this are very proud of you too.
Thank you. It's been a long time coming. So we'll see how this season goes.
It's only took us.
We've had a good start to the season already.
We did.
We'll talk about that a bit later. But been enjoying Fortnite. It's been good. I don't know how much longer it will last, the enjoyment factor on that game, but that's basically the main thing I've been playing. Played a few demos here and there. Played a bit more of the Octopath Traveler demo. Played a bit of the Toad's Treasure Tracker demo. And that's been it, really. So it's been fun. It's all Switch goodness at the moment. This month and last month was all about the Nintendo Switch. It's just the games just keep coming. Absolutely crazy. So that's what that has been.
Feeling it.
What?
My bank's feeling it.
I know. Mine too. When I forget to cancel orders and they turn up on my door. So this has been what we've been playing this week. We're going to move on to our third section, which is the news.
It's time for some news, yeah. It's time for some news.
Welcome back. It's time for the news. And we have only 4 items on the list today. Not many to go. So we're determined this is going to be a 30-minute episode in it, Jodie. We're going to hit that sweet
Even though we've
30.
probably been talking for about 15 minutes already. But anyway, guys.
I'm excited. So our first one, and I still, we have to keep putting it in the news because it just is that big, unfortunately. But Fortnite, of course.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
This shouldn't be a news story. You can't go.
Millions,
by the way, whatever.
Plus billions play this game.
I don't think billions do.
All right, no, it's not.
Okay, so number 1, Fortnite Season 5 starts. It's started today. For you, it will have been a few days ago when you're watching this. Jodie, you've played a few matches. I played significantly more matches, but that's okay.
What level are you on, Tim?
We don't need to go into that. So
I think we do.
How do you feel about it? What do you think?
I think it's looking good. I'm glad it's mixed up a lot, and I'm so happy that we can drive something. That's all that I'm happy about.
I want to point out, Jodie got in it and killed us.
No, I never.
You drove us up the side of a mountain.
Your request.
I said go up the ramp, and then you just drove off the side, and then we rolled over, we fell out of the car, and then we got shot.
No, we didn't fall out, they shot the car, and the car broke.
We wouldn't have had an opportunity if we were on top of the mountain, would we?
Well, it's not my fault I can't drive properly. You're the one with the driving licence, not me.
Well, you shouldn't have been driving then, should you? But anyway, yes. The vehicles are in it.
So
interesting. I don't feel like they can put heavier vehicles in it. I feel like that would upset the balance of the game. It's fine, like just getting you around fast, but I feel like
I think the go-karts just make it still fun.
Yeah.
Make it child friendly.
Yeah.
So it's when you start getting tanks and you're like, this is going out.
I guess technically, the shopping cart kind of counted as a vehicle.
Yeah, but it wasn't as fun.
No. Well, yeah, no. No.
You had to keep pressing the button. Where with this, you just hold it and you're done.
Yeah. I think for me, it was less than what I expected. I was expecting a big change this time. There was obviously rumours of a new map and stuff. I never thought it was going to go that far. But I don't really feel like they've actually changed tons. I don't know. I was just looking for... I think the way that this was going and it, like, the whole crazy... That it's going, worlds collide and all this, and I'm like, I don't really feel like they are.
Well, I don't know, because now we've got those things that you hit and you go flying in the air.
I mean, that was weird.
That was weird, but it was funny.
I like that about Fortnite, that, like, every so often, there's things that you just discover and you think, like, oh my gosh, what's this? And then just something crazy happens. But at the same time, I'm just like, they're actually quite small things. But I'm hoping it'll progress over the season and bigger things will happen.
And then, what else have we got? We've got the change of Moisty Mire. Moisty Mire's been changed out to the desert.
Yeah. But that's the only real physical big change. I know there are, like, other areas and stuff. But I don't know enough about Fortnite to know exactly what has changed. But I just didn't see a mass. I would have even liked them to done what they've done with that one section, but just done loads of sections. So like, you know what I mean?
think these are still testing stuff. So I think changing that one section, they're just testing.
I mean, they could add in more over the. Maybe that's what they're planning to over the.
Because there's a Western theme coming, I think, as well, and a Viking theme.
Yeah,
so you'd be able to
that's what I'm talking about. They pushed all that, and then I just feel like, where's that gone? Like dropping one boat, somewhat like a Viking ship somewhere, and that's it. I'm like. Is that it?
I think it's on Luke Lake. Yeah,
but that's what I mean. It's just like, is that it? So I'm hoping for more. But there you go. Number 2, Ridley, Wolf, and an Inkling amiibo are on the way for Super Smash Brothers. That game that we're all so excited for. Well, I am anyway. So those amiibo for amiibo lovers like me. I just have to take a moment to cry. Those amiibo they've been confirmed to release on the 7th of December alongside the game itself, so I'm so excited for that. I can't wait. Number 3, now this is going to be an interesting story, and this is going to link into our topic of the week as well, and that is Nintendo, a Nintendo executive have said that he wants to see between 20 and 30 indie games release every single week on the Nintendo Switch. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's like a lot. So, how do you feel about that?
I just feel that my bank's going to suffer a lot. That's what's going to happen.
I feel like it's a problem because how are you supposed to, like, I just feel like games are just going to get buried.
Yeah, you're just going to miss, like, really good gems, I think.
You know what I mean? Because especially at the start when there wasn't as much out. It was like when even indie games that I probably never would have paid attention to, I have on my Switch and I played them and really enjoyed them because it's got the attention because there's not been loads. But when there's like 30 games dropping in one go, it's like, how do you even have the time to go through and work out what game is decent? You know what I mean? How do you have the time to do that? Yeah. It's just, to me, it's just too much. They need to chill. Like, I get the Nintendo Switch is very successful. I love it. We all love it. Other people may be loving it soon. Yeah. You know, I just think, just chill. Yeah. Just chill and just put out good stuff. I think it's about quality, not quantity.
Otherwise, it's going to turn into an Xbox.
Xbox. Yeah. I think Xbox and PlayStation have that issue. I think they just release too many games, and there needs to be a system where it's like we're not allowing the rubbish games, and there's some terrible games. Like stuff that doesn't even work, they don't even work properly, and it's like, how is this being allowed to be sold on it? It's kind of like the problem with Steam. It's like Steam has just far too many games, and it's just like games just every day just coming out and like just blatant just rip off of stuff and all that.
Let's carry on, Tim.
We're gonna talk about this later because we're in the topic of the week. But I just want to point out the PC master races. Mike likes to say they have an issue with quality because they have way too many games.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anyway. Yes, moving on, Jodie, as you swiftly said, this isn't that exciting, but I thought it was interesting. Xbox Game Pass has also added Rocket League to the list, which is interesting because obviously Rocket League launched on PlayStation Plus for free when it first came out, which was a big deal. You got it day one, and now you can get it for free on Xbox Game Pass, so that's kind of cool. So if you have an Xbox you should just sell all your games and just get an Xbox Game Pass. That you may as well. Like, £10 a month, sorry. But I don't have an Xbox anymore, do I, Jodie?
No.
It's gone to a better place. I hope so, anyway.
Yeah, in Yorkshire somewhere.
Yeah. Because I got bored.
Or McDonald's sitting there.
But never mind. That has been the news, which Jodie has been pushing me through. She's like, Tim, 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
We got 10 minutes left.
30 minutes.
Carry on.
So we're going to move on to section 4, which is what is out this week.
Can someone tell me what's out this week? Hey-oh.
Welcome back. It's time for what is out this week. So as always, I'm going to give you the rundown of what games are out this week, and then Jodie is going to tell you which game you should buy if you're desperate to buy a brand new game this week. So as we missed, as last week's episodes kind of went down the pan, I've added in the ones that are coming out on Friday for us. It'll be Friday in the past for you as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So last Friday for you, but
Friday
also what's coming out this Friday. Because we're recording on Thursday, so just so you know. So number 1, on Friday we get Octopath Traveler on the Nintendo Switch. Oh, we may as well just stop there. We may as well
carry on.
Stop there. Number 2, we have got Toad's Treasure Tracker on the Nintendo Switch. Octopath Traveler is also a Switch exclusive. That comes out on Friday as well. What a strange decision to bring those two games out at the same time. There you go. Number 3, Lego The Incredibles is coming. And I unfortunately am having that game. Not that it's going to be a terrible game. I pre-ordered it, and then I didn't cancel it, so that I'm playing that on Friday apparently. Number 4, Shining Resonance Reframe. That's coming out on all platforms, and that will be out for you already on Friday. Number 5, a Pearl and Marina Splatoon 2 Amiibo set is coming out as well. I'm putting that in for me. Nobody else has to worry about that. It's just for me and my Amiibo addiction. Number 6. A game called Earthfall. This is a first-person shooter that I know absolutely nothing about. I've got to be honest with you, from what I've seen, you don't need to worry about that game. And number 7, and that comes out on Tuesday, sorry. And number 7, Sonic Mania Plus, which is Sonic Mania. It was like it's new Sonic 2D game in the old style. This is already out, so you can already play it. But Sonic Mania Plus adds like some new modes and a couple of extra levels and stuff. So Jodie, out of those games, what should people pick up this week?
Just because.
No.
It's Disney.
No.
It's gonna be the
Oh
Incredibles
my
Lego.
word. Right, you've got Octopath Traveler on it. You've got Toad's Treasure Tracker. You've got Sonic Mania. You've got Amiibos, Jodie. And the thing you go for is Lego The Incredibles.
Yes.
You know what, I'm probably going to come back next week and go, you know what, I just sacked everything off and just played Lego The Incredibles.
We know that's what's going to happen.
So we're going to ignore
right.
Jodie's...
We're not.
We're going to ignore Jodie's idea and reference. And we are going to go for Octopath Traveler as our pick of the week, as that game is incredible. Reviews are already out. It's already got great reviews. Yes, Octopath Traveler for the win.
Nope.
And with that, we're going to move on to our next section, which is section 5, reviews of the week.
Oh, it's time to get funky. The reviews of the week.
Welcome back. It's time for reviews of the week, and we did do this review in the last episode, but as the last episode isn't going up, we're going to put it in this one as well. And that review is of Crash Bandicoot, the n-sane trilogy on the Nintendo Switch. So this has already been out for PlayStation 4. Mm-hmm. You've played it a little bit. You've seen it. You've seen it at least. You gave it last year's Game of the Year, even though you hadn't played it, which was concerning to me and everybody else involved.
Mate, it's a childhood on it. It's a childhood game.
So I have played it on the PS4, but this is on the Nintendo Switch. This is the first time Crash Bandicoot has come to a Nintendo platform, which is crazy. Well, technically not, because technically Skylanders was in it, was on the Switch at launch, and that had Crash on it. So technically, but an official Crash Bandicoot game. So this is a big deal, and of course, it's handheld. Take it wherever you want, Jodie. Wherever you want. So I've maxed out. I've like 100%ed the first one, or 102%ed with the extra level. 100%ed the second, and I've got about halfway through the third one. So I have a pretty good feeling of how I feel about the game. So let's just, before we compare it to the other versions, how does it handle? So if you love Crash Bandicoot before, you're going to love it even more now. There are a few changes, though. You will die a lot if you've played it before, because the jump animation and stuff is slightly... I think it's shorter, so you actually... You'll be thinking you're going to hit jumps and you're not, and that's a problem.
I did die a lot.
So when people were saying, like, this game is just way harder, remember, oh, it's so hard, difficult, whatever, it's actually not because you're rubbish. It's actually because it's just not been designed to perfection. And Crash Bandicoot, anyway, it's not, like, as precise as, like, a Mario. Mario controls are just, like, impeccable, and that's why people love them. But this isn't quite. So, like, you'll just see a lot of the time you'll go for a jump, you'll feel like you'll land it, and you'll just slide off. And it's because apparently the hitboxes, this is the technical talk now, the hitboxes, which is basically the game deciding that you've landed a jump, they're curved on the platforms. So where it should be a square, they've been curved. So you'll actually see yourself hit it and then just fall off, or just go through it. So that's kind of always been the issue with Crash Bandicoot, but it doesn't take away from how fun it is. I absolutely love the art style in this game. The graphics are beautiful. It looks so good on the Switch. Gameplay, once you get used to the jumps and you get used to just playing it a bit more, you will start having a lot of fun. As a lot of people have said in the past, like, I definitely recommend starting with Crash Bandicoot 3, going to 2 and going to 1. You'll find it like the first one is a lot harder and a lot more, like, mean, if you like. The third one's more forgiving, and it just gets a bit harder as you go through, but play them in reverse and you'll have a good time. So overall, like, gameplay wise, all that other stuff, it's really fun, it's really great, it's just not spot on, and that's okay. Compared to the other versions, though, because that's what a lot of people would be talking about, I guess. I definitely have to say, if you have a Switch on any other console, get it on the Switch. That handheld experience is just magical, and obviously, and the graphics don't take, like, a massive hit in quality. I mean, it's one of those things, if you're going to go into an analysis of it and go into the whole, like, Digital Foundry, like, pixel counting and all sorts, yes, it's at a lower resolution, of course it is, and all those things, but if you're not, like, going to do that, you'll barely notice a difference, and it's amazing as a result of that. So overall, game score, it gets a quite comfortable 8 out of 10 from me.
Nice.
And then morality score, it's just a straight up 10. Unless you have a big issue with, like, spinning armadillos in a forest.
Eating apples.
And wampa fruit.
Oh, sorry, wampa fruit.
Wampa.
Wampa
fruit.
Wampa
Wampa fruit. So yeah. So that's Crash Bandicoot. Are you desperate to play that on the Switch?
I am. I'm looking forward to it.
It just makes me happy every day that I get to ask you, you're going to play this on the Switch. That's just the best. It's the best. Do you play on your PS4 at all?
When I'm in the office and I've locked the door.
Okay. I guess what happens in the office stays in the office. There you go.
True.
So yeah. Awesome. It's a really good port. A fantastic port. I definitely recommend it. Even if you played it on the PS4, buy it again on the Switch. Have a great time. So there you go. That has been Reviews of the Week, and we're going to move on to our Topic of the Week.
Topic of the Week.
Okay, welcome back. It is time for Topic of the Week, and today's topic is brought to you by Nintendo. They're not endorsing this one.
No.
Out. It's just linked to the story we had before about Nintendo bringing out 30 games a week. So for somebody like me and you, who obviously we're trying to keep up with everything and we're trying to, share our thoughts and everything with you, for me, I have to, like, try and keep up with what's coming out and have enough time to play these games so I can tell you my thoughts and things like that. But the question for now is, how many games is too many games? So, to give a little bit of a perspective before we get into it, Jodie has less games, but you play them more.
Yeah.
Would you say? Yeah? And I kind of have more games, but play them less. So, Jodie, why don't you give us your thoughts on, like, how many games do you think people should own, be playing it at one time, and, like, how do you feel about people trying to keep up with, like, everything that's coming out and trying to play everything?
Yeah. So, my thought is that you can own as many games as you want, right? But, really, I personally stick to one game till I've finished it.
Okay.
That's what, unless it's like Fortnite, where there's no end.
end.
So that's, like, kind of the one in between that I play.
Yeah.
Like, so I'll play one main game and I'll play Fortnite
Mm-hmm.
at the same time. But then some weeks I'll just play Fortnite because I can't bother actually going through a storyline. Because the last storyline I went through, I nearly died at the end. But yeah, so that's my opinion on it all. I mean, but I think it's too much is when you're paying like playing like 3 or 4 games all at once, and it's taking up so much time. It's unbelievable because like for us, like because we're working and then like there's uni stuff going on and stuff like that. Like we've got to make sure, don't we, that we've got the time and you got to just make sure you're on. So that's my opinion about it all. I just think like Nintendo's gonna be like over the top.
Yeah. And so for somebody like me, I'm somebody who has tried to keep up with the like latest things I have done for as long as I can really remember. Well, actually, when I was younger, I was into more retro games, so it wasn't as much pressure. But I think for me, I've always wanted to be that type of gamer where it was just one game, and that was it. And I always had a thing where, like, if I was off school or work ill, I'd actually just get one game and I'd just destroy it. I have fond memories of doing that with Metroid Prime 2 when I was off school for about a month, and I just like battered that game in like 2 days, and then I had nothing else to play. But for me now, I mean, from coming through all that, I think I've always kind of been juggling like 4 or 5 games in one go, and I think for people like this is my experience of doing that. It's not actually fun. You would think that it kind of is like, oh, you got all the latest games. It actually gets to a point where you actually feel like it sounds ridiculous, but you actually feel like guilty or like that you should be playing something else. So like, if I did want to just sit down and play some Fortnite, I feel guilty that I'm not playing a single player game that I want to get through the story. A good example of that right now is that I've just been playing Fortnite a lot the last couple of days, and I've had Wolfenstein 2 just sitting there, and I've played probably about 5 hours of it. And I'm in the back of my mind the whole time just thinking, you need to go back to that to finish it. You need to go back to that. Yeah. And you feel that, like, pressure to do that. And it's just so ridiculous because the whole point of games is that you sit down, relax, have a good time, unless you're, like, you know, competing at something. Yeah. So I would just say, if you're in that mode, try and come out of it. But on the other end of things, if you are just on one game, don't feel pressurized to only stay on that one game as well. And a great example of that is Destiny. When I got into the original Destiny, I literally felt like I had to, because every week everything would reset and you'd have to do all the tasks again, and I literally felt like I had to go to that, and if I wasn't on that, I was missing out. And that lasted about a year, and it was the worst year because I was like, I literally, all these other things just passed me by and I missed out on loads of stuff. So to me, it's just got to be about just play what you enjoy. It sounds so easy and ridiculous, but it's actually hard when you've got loads of stuff. You know what I mean? So I just say, just find a game that you enjoy and just play that, and don't even think about anything else. Like, there's no rush, there's no reason to feel pressurized to do that. And I think the only time, all the things link into that as well, like, don't be spending every penny that you've got on just trying to keep up with the latest games, because it's just pointless. Like, and a lot of games, like FIFA is the biggest example. In a year, it literally goes down to like £1, and it's like you've spent 50 quid on what? And other ones like Assassin's Creed and things like that, they literally, by the time they come out like October, and by the time you hit January, they've gone down like half to 3/4 of the price. You know what I mean? So honestly, you'd save so much money if you just wait a year for every game.
That's what I normally do.
Yeah, so it's one of them. It's just focus on what you enjoy and don't let it consume your life and your wallet. I think that's it, really, isn't it? That's it. But that's two very different perspectives. One day maybe I'll get to you where you're at, Jodie.
Yeah, I'm not moving because if I get worse at this, then I'm in trouble.
But but I mean, the thing is as well, it's just like when you, like, if I'm enjoying one game and then something comes out the next week, I shouldn't have to rush that experience, or on the same time, it's sad if you just leave that and go on to the next thing. You've not actually just finished that off and enjoyed it. I'm not saying you have to finish every game, but
because like every game that I think I played, especially with like God of War and similar games to that, it's like it's just been a full-on new experience that I knew if I'd rush through it, and that took me like 2 months to do because I didn't want to rush it, and because I got stuck a few times and Tim had to save me. But I was like, I just want to enjoy this game, and that's what I did. Even though I wanted to get through the story mode, I just wanted to just be like, actually, I want to know what's going on. I want to make sure everything's
Yeah.
going all right.
And that's why I love it when those kind of games come out, because I know I'll just play through the whole thing. And I think it would be proper rubbish if I just left it halfway through and I would have missed all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like you gotta remember you paid the money for this game. Like, get as much out of it as you can.
I made sure I got as much out of that one.
So that's been our thoughts on that topic. Let us know in the comments or on Facebook or anything else what you think. Like, how many games is too many games? Is there too many games? And also, like, what's your kind of play style like? Is it more like Jody or is it more like me? We'll see. But yeah, like at the moment, like I told you my little schedule the other week, didn't I? I'm switching in between 3 or 4 games. So like I was going I'm going on Pokemon Quest, getting my tickets, going on to Fallout Shelter, then getting a bit of Fortnite in there, then finishing up. And it can be fun, but you shouldn't feel stressed.
No.
Things like that. But let us know what you think anyway. And we hope you have enjoyed this episode of the Late Night Gaming Show. As always, if you've enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up. If you absolutely hated it, give us a thumbs down. Just because you don't like Jodie, that isn't a reason to give a thumbs down. But that's fine, isn't it?
No?
Thumbs up all around.
Yeah.
And if you do enjoy our content, please subscribe and hit that bell button and you'll be
Ding, ding.
notified of every new video that we put up. And especially tomorrow, well, it'll be up now, so check it out. But of course, the Octopath Traveler Collector's Edition, Compendium Edition. We will have an unboxing for that tomorrow, providing it actually gets delivered on time. I can't wait. It's going to be so good. Maybe I'll do a few other. I mean,
I don't care.
I don't need to talk about it anymore. It's just too excited. But yeah, and we're also planning some really cool things. We're thinking about possibly live streaming this show every week. So let us know what your thoughts on that is. Does that sound like a good idea? Does it sound like a terrible idea? We don't care. We're going to do it anyway. So we hope you enjoyed it.
But we take your thoughts into consideration.
We do. But we still do what we want. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week for the Late Night Gaming Show, episode 25. Thanks for joining us. Bye.